It's close.
I don't know if it's going to be waved off. I think that is going to be another goal for Saline, and boy, that sure is quick. 2 goals in the first.
And I think that was Jarvie as well.
That was Jarvie, yeah. One more goal and she'll get a hat trick. I believe they have hat tricks in field hockey. I don't know, though. Saline off to a quick 2-0 start here. I believe that was Jarvie again who was able to get her stick on it in between the crowd of Marlins.
Chevalier now with the ball, pressured hard by Prasad.
Maloney actually got credit for the goal there, not Jarvie. Jarvie was in the midst of that scrum, and from up here it can be hard to tell who finally got that decisive shot toward the back of the net. It was Emily Maloney for the Hornets to give them a 2-0 lead. Jarvie under control.
Pass. Good pass there by Jarvie just to kind of keep it in Hornet possession. However, pressured hard by Mercy defenders as whistle is blown. And play is set.
That last goal was by number 13, Emmy Maloney, unassisted at 26-24. Emmy Maloney, unassisted at 26-24.
Looking at Krause again from the corner.
A lot of penalties here early by Mercy. Krause looking. Riley
collects, looking for another shot right into the goal, into the scramble in front of the goal. However, does not cross the goal line before whistle was blown.
Saline was a foot away from scoring their third goal in the first 5 minutes of the game here. Bentley still hasn't faced a shot on goal yet here. Faced 9 shots on goal last game against Marion and came up strong in the net. Saline has already matched their scoring total from the season opening game, and this is their first home game of the year. Saline looking to go far in the playoffs once again.
Pass from Jarvie down the sideline. Saline now looking for an option. Taking it all the way to the goal, looking for the quick cross in front. Cannot connect with another Saline athlete, though.
And we're going to get a whistle and another stoppage in play. Folks, our next broadcast will be this Friday as Patrick and Mitch Gashke bring you the Saline versus Bedford SEC Red matchup. I know that's always an exciting matchup, talking from a guy who played... Talking from a guy who used to play Bedford, it's a different animal playing there than playing here. So I think for the young Hornets, it's really important that they get back to the friendly confines of Saline. Definitely did a good job, did a phenomenal job for all those of you who may not have heard, because they were on the road. The Hornets dispatched of Ypsilanti Lincoln with a final score of 38-7. And I tell you what, folks, that is a very impressive win indeed. 2 back-to-back impressive wins over the Division IV Grand Rapids Catholic and the Ypsilanti Lincoln Rail Splitters, because those are 2 teams, even though they are a little bit smaller, that the last year made really deep runs in their respective divisions. Ypsi Lincoln going to the regional finals before getting bounced by King in the Division III round, and Grand Rapids was actually on a 21-game winning streak, had the longest active winning streak out of any high school team in the state, and Saline was able to knock both of them off. In Chippewa Valley, who's the 3rd-ranked team in the state, they only lost to by 5. And this is coming after a team that had to replace 5 offensive line starters, both starting receivers, and their starting quarterback. Arbaugh got knocked out week 1, so now you bring up a 10th grader and you're able to defeat 2 quality teams like that. I think that really bodes well for Saline here as they continue to go on. And we said that, it was maybe a little bit of a struggle for them to make the playoffs just because of how hard their non-conference was. And they played Grand Blanc at Grand Blanc week 9, which isn't an easy matchup. But they've put themselves in a really good spot. Comparing how weak the Red normally is, they will easily dispatch of Huron, who lost once again to Dexter by, I think it was 38-10 or something like that. So their losing streak continues, and congratulations to Dexter. They won 2 back-to-back games for the first time since 2011. They were on that god-awful losing streak, and they were able to defeat the Grizzlies, and they defeated Huron.
insert on the penalty corner for Saline.
Kraus once again from the corner.
And once again, folks, that will be at 7 p.m. So if you're not able to make it there, if you're not able to make it, let us bring the game for you. And as always, you can find us at SalineLive.com, where the password is always Saline and always lowercase.
Maloney there with the pass down low to Kraus. Sorry, to Riley looking for a quick option.
Riley slips, and that ball will roll out of bounds here as we approach the 20-minute mark here in the first half. Once again, folks, 2 30-minute halves. Number 22 for the Hornets, Gothal, is going to come out as number 7, Bridget Skelly, younger sister of former Saline field hockey player Maeve Skelly, comes in as the first substitution for either team here tonight.
Brassard down low with a pass that came from Groth before the whistle is blown.
And once again, we're going to get another stoppage in play here as Kraus once again is going to be taking the shot there from the penalty corner. And that is the first time, I think, that I've ever seen a sport where you have like 5 girls in the net. Oh, man. Can you imagine if you tried to fit like Cronwall and Erickson and Zetterberg and Howard all in one hockey net? That would not end well.
The pass out from Kraus. Chipped in front.
Good pass.
Good shot taken there by Maloney.
Good save there by the Mercy goaltender, Petrucci.
Once again, the outside, Riley looking for the windup right in front of the goal. Off the shin pad of Mercy goaltender. Riley's able to collect and send another shot.
I think it's going to be waved off. I think it will be waved
Flew
off.
right into the goal, but whistle was blown before. His plays were set.
Nonetheless, though, for the Hornets, the first 10-plus minutes of the half, they're easily overpowering Mercy. If Mercy doesn't get some going here soon, they're going to find themselves in some deep water because they've not had any offensive momentum. And as wide as the field is, folks, you got to start learning to crawl before you can walk. And what I mean by that is they got to just start getting the ball out of the shadow of their own end of the field here. Saline with already 2 goals on the board, and they're pressing for a third here. Mercy, whenever they're able to clear it out, is having a really hard time sustaining any sort of offensive momentum. Kraus once again.
Number 5, Caroline Kraus.
In the corner.
The insert for Saline.
Taking the insert for the Hornets. Kraus waits, and Riley, 2 good shots on goal. If she's able to get a couple of quality more shots like that, you'd have to think that one of them is going to find the back of the net here.
Long pass out front to Riley. Goes for the quick shot.
Kraus trying to get it, and we're going to get another whistle as we have 18 minutes to go here in the first half. And it looks like Saline only carrying 4 substitutions with them, and Mercy carrying only 1. It's a far cry from a lot of the other sports we see where you have 25 or 30 people wandering the sideline. And again, Saline also has quite a few ladies on junior varsity, so obviously, you hope none of them get hurt, but if someone does, they have plenty of talent down in the farm system.
Number 7, Bridget Skelly to take
16 ladies to be exact.
on the penalty corner.
Skelly now in the corner.
Skelly.
Long pass out to Riley once again. Riley trying to send it right in front of the goal to make an option available. Prasad on the opposite side cannot connect. His whistle is blown and play is shifted.
For the last 5-10 minutes, Saline's been right on the doorstep of getting that third goal. Just haven't been able to quite get it. And it looks like we're going to get a substitution here. Is number 28 for the Marlins. Sabrina Lavisseur is going to check in. We're also going to get a new goaltender, apparently. Number 1 for the Marlins. And the clock is going to stop. And once again, folks, this broadcast is being brought to you by the Saline Community Television Network. And as always, I am Nathan Stearns, broadcasting this game live with Patrick Hanneman.
Saline with quick possession there after play commenced. It's Riley, number 16. The pass inside intended for Maloney. Sent out of bounds as Mercy gains possession.
The Marlins are led by head coach Nancy Plants and assistant coach Sarah George. And with just over 16 minutes to go here in the first half, Saline once again trying to finally manage Riley.
The whip shot there into the crowd of people. Cannot find its way through.
Slap shot that found the crowd. It's hard to shoot it from that far out. Saline's been offense so far has been throwing it toward the net and beating and banging right in front of the net and hoping that it squirts through.
Skelly once again. Sent over to Riley. Riley with the pass down to Riley. With a quick shot.
And that will find the net, yeah.
Finds the back of the net, bringing them up 3-0 with 16-16 remaining in the first half.
And the U of M command, Aaron Riley, finds the back of the net. Saline now up 3-0 with over 16 minutes still to go here in the first half.
16 by Aaron Riley, assisted by Devin Riley off the insert from Bridget Skelly.
And Riley getting the goal, getting the assist was Devin Riley, and Aaron Riley, her older sister, was able to punch it through. Or younger sister.
Mercy once again.
There's three of them, folks. There was Shannon, and now there's Devin and Aaron, and I went to school with all of them, and I tell you, it's kind of hard to keep track of all of them because they're all more or less clones of each other.
Riley with a big shot, sent just wide to Skelly as it goes out of bounds.
And if you're Mercy here, the game's already, or the first half's already halfway over, so they really have to get some going here if they have any hope of trying to get back in this game. At this point, they haven't been able to muster any sort of offensive success. In fact, this is about as far as they've come out all game. The passes aren't extremely crisp, and the balls are rolling out of bounds for them. They're just not maintaining anything, and especially when you're a goaltender like this, it's easy to sit back and relax watching your teammates carry the heavy load for you. But Bentley's got to stay ready because you never know if there's going to be some sort of loose breakaway opportunity.
Mercy there with a quick little breakaway, cut short by Riley before the whistle is blown. Sent over to Skelly on the outside. The long pass sent forward to the outside. Saline now looking for an opportunity to put it right in front of the Mercy goal once again.
Jarvie able to get it there and get the penalty call for the Hornets. Saline now once again. That's a killer. Mercy finally got it across the 50-yard line. Riley does a good job preventing any more offensive momentum, and now Saline once again is very deep in Marlin territory with 14 minutes to go here until the intermission.
Skelly once again with the pass to the outside. Pass from Basolto to Riley. Did not connect before the whistle was blown. And play was reset.
Looks like we're going to get another substitution here is Kayla Wilson. Going to check in for her first action here of the night as Charlotte Peterson tries to get possession for the Hornets. And Aaron Riley's going to come out for a quick breather here, as is Devin. Going to be interesting to see how the Hornets respond here with a 3-0 lead. I'm sure that, especially as the game continues to go on, if Saline's not able, or if the Marlins aren't able to work their way back into this game, you might see that with Jarvie and the two Rileys out. How is Saline going to respond with their three of their most important players out of the game? You want to see how a lot of the younger players are going to be able to respond unless they're in the case that their number may be called later in the year. You just never know with a sport, with any sports, especially when you play on turf though, and you're whipping these hockey sticks, and you got these hard little, almost like lacrosse ball, really hard and firm. These balls are whipping up in the air. You never know. Some can come up and hit you, and before you know, you get dinked in the head and you get a concussion. So that's why it's you always have to just be ready and whenever coach needs you. And that's going to be
It's a big
Ashlyn
movement
Murphy
there.
who's going to check in. Yeah, that great pass.
Just when the Marlins had a chance in front of the Saline goal with a big pass cross field where Murphy collects, still with possession, looking for an opportunity to cross.
A lot of persistence right there, keeping it into the Hornet zone. Wasn't able to really get a shot on goal, but does a good job allowing Saline to regroup as reinforcements arrive in the form of Bridget Skelly. Murphy now around the goal, doing a good job staying with it. There's 4 Mercy girls and Murphy comes out on top. It just kind of seems that's how the game's been going for both teams so far. Saline's kind of been able to bend the Marlins to whatever they want to do, and Mercy's had trouble doing anything right so far. Skelly now from the in the insert.
Sent over to Groth. Groth looking for a quick shot to get it away. Cannot connect before it's waved off.
Saline is close there to getting their 4th goal of the game here. And right now the Hornets look like they're in a different league than the Marlins. It kind of reminds me of an Ann Arbor Huron Saline football game. It's kind of over before it started.
Kicked off there by Black before collected by Saline once again. That was number 9, Wilson, looking to keep the play across in the Mercy side of the field.
And they have to be able to continue and see that those are the things they can't afford. I mean, you whiff on a pass like that, and before you know it, you're forced to regroup down at your own 15-yard line. You had the ball at Saline's 40-45. I mean, it's not great, but it's something. And at this point of the game, you're just there. They almost look like they're just trying to throw darts at a dartboard and hoping something sticks. So, Saline clearly did their scouting and did their film study on the Marlins, because right now they are doing everything right.
Groth now looking for that forward momentum, connects with Mercy player. It's number 17. That's Neary.
They both look to be okay, however. That's
Get
always
up.
good to see. Never know with those hard collisions. Obviously, you always have the chance to roll something, or you just never know.
Gothos now.
That ball goes rolling right out of bounds. Will be awarded to the Marlins, as we are under 10 minutes now, or just about on 10 minutes here in the first half, folks. And once again, 2 30-minute halves followed by a 10-minute intermission in between. Saline, once again, looking for their 2nd win of the year, improving to 2-0 before conference play.
The pass to the inside, collected there by Groth. Groth looking for the big action in front of the goal.
She almost had it, yeah.
Yeah.
Found the goalie in an awkward position here. And Saline now at this point, they might start trying a couple different things, because you just get the feeling here that if this score stays with 10 or 15 minutes to go, you might clearly no urgency. I don't want to say there's no urgency from the Hornets, but they're not finding themselves in a spot where they necessarily need to risk playing the Rileys and Jarvie. I mean, those are their 3 best players by a substantial margin. And you obviously, so it's just like any other sport. If you find yourself winning a football game by 45, you're not going to put the star quarterback with a bad knee out there if you really don't have to. These are the kind of games that really give the younger players an opportunity. A lot of times it's their first action ever on varsity. And I can remember my first ever varsity football game that I played my junior year. Granted, it was against a Canadian team, which wasn't really much different than all the JV action that we had, but it's just a different animal, folks. It's completely, you realize that I kind of compare it to, when you're on JV, you're in AAA, people know about you. The varsity coaches kind of are scouting you a little bit, but when you get up to varsity for whatever sport, it's the big leagues, and it's at that point that that you've everything that you've worked for, you've made it, because for a lot of these ladies and for a lot of Whether it be football players, whether it be basketball players, this is going to be the highest level that they ever play.
Now it's on the opposite sideline there where number 20, Morecambe for Saline, keeps it out of their own zone.
Murphy tried to corral it there. Good defense by Fiona Markham, trying to stop the offensive momentum of the Marlins here, as we are just 7.5 minutes away from the conclusion of the first half here. Slap shot by Skelly. Ball corrals out of bounds off of number 81, Sikora, for the Marlins.
Once again, it'll be Skelly setting it inbound.
Over to Gothals.
Looking for a quick option. Out in front to Peterson. Peterson contested there by 2 Mercy athletes. Inside to Grove with a big shot.
Just missed. Yeah, that's the second shot that she's had within the last couple minutes that from quite a bit out that just missed the back of the net. And it looks like Skelly's going to come out for a breather here as number 6, Shaylin Murphy, comes back in. And number 17 for the Marlins, Neary's going to check out, as is number 19 for the Marlins. Ray is going to come in to replace Neary.
Whistle's blown and Kraus.
And it looks like after that initial onslaught of offensive attacks by the Hornets, we've reached a little bit of a standstill right here. Hornets still getting some shots on goal, but they're not having those penalty opportunities that they had earlier in the game.
It's Wilson now collected in the backfield, looking for a quick option to send inbound to Murphy. Murphy down the sideline connecting with Murphy before the whistle is blown. It looks like number 6, Murphy, will take possession, initiate the play. Whistle is blown once again as everything shifts. Mercy gains possession. Cut short there by Murphy, looking for a quick option to send inside. Number 25, Chevalier for Mercy, contains as she's trying to move the play down the field towards the Saline zone.
That ball is going to go deep, and Bentley, for the first time tonight, has to direct traffic there for the Hornets. Good play there by Markham, avoiding any danger for the Hornets as she kicks it out of harm's way, at least for right now. However, number 85, Petrucci, for the Marlins, goes to corral it, but the pass is going to be kicked out of harm's way by Murphy as we approach the 5-minute mark here. And number 9 for the Hornets, Wilson's going to check out, as Aaron Riley's going to check back in here for the stretch run of this first half. Riley, who just checked in.
Started off. Inside to Jarvie. Jarvie right in front of the goal, looking for that quick shot to put it forward. Finds its way through the goalie, however, it's shut down there and knocked out of the way by number 28 for Mercy, Levasseur.
And we are now 4 minutes away from the conclusion of the half here. Riley, far side over to number 6 for the Hornets, Shaylin Murphy. And Jarvie, once again, almost able to get another scoring opportunity on goal for the Hornets. Now, Devin, for the Hornets, will check back in for the last 3 minutes and change.
Jarvie now looking for that quick movement to try and get in front of the goal. It's kicked out of the way and collected there by Groth.
Saline trying to connect at least one more time here before the clock expires.
His whistle is blown, and possession is given to Mercy as she sends it. They send it downfield towards the Saline zone, collected by Prasad. Prasad looking for movement down. Riley now.
Prasad's only a freshman, folks, mind you. That is quite impressive.
And outside, that was Murphy taking a quick trip going down. The whistle is blown.
And it looks like we're going to get another insert penalty on the Marlins. Kraus now
Once again from the corner.
for the pass.
Caroline Kraus take the insert on this penalty corner for Saline.
Kraus now putting majority of her weight on her right leg. Looks over to Riley.
Riley
Oh.
passes to Riley. The big shot sent out front and wide to the right.
It just seems like this entire first half that, I don't know, it reminds me so much. It just feels like Saline's been on the power play the entire half here. I know obviously that's not been the case, but it just seems like if they're not scoring, they're just getting shot on goal after shot on goal after shot on goal. And there ain't much as a goaltender you can do here when, you know, your offense won't do anything. It's like a pitcher that throws an eight inning shutout or eight innings of one-run ball, but when all your hitters on your team strike out 15 times, it's kind of hard to do anything to win the game. There's only so much you can control in your facet of the game, and their goalie overall is doing a pretty good job stopping as many shots as she has. I know Saline's connected 3 times, but they've had many more slap shot opportunities. They've had a lot of scrums around the net, and most of the goals that Saline has scored has just been them out-toughing the Marlins at this point, as we are a minute and a half now away from intermission here. We're going to get a whistle, and I'd be surprised if we have any more substitutions here for the last minute and change. Riley barking out instructions from the sideline. And the whistle blows, and we are just about ready here. Riley.
Moving her way downfield with a long pass there intended for number 13 of Saline Maloney, just out of her reach.
A little strong there. Yeah, Saline had a 2-on-1 opportunity. If they were able to connect on that, they would have had a golden opportunity to extend their lead to 4-0. And those are the little things that, especially in games like this, they're going to want to perfect. Because it's once they start playing the really good teams that those are the kind of things that they're going to need to perfect. Groth over
To Jarvie. Jarvie now in front of the goal, contested by a whole bunch of Mercy athletes. His whistle is blown. Play is stopped.
Saline trying to get one more opportunity. Cross has got to hurry here. Only 18 seconds to go here.
It doesn't matter. They get to complete this play.
They do get to complete the play. Caroline Kraus, younger brother of former Saline men's soccer goalie Nolan Kraus. And the clock has reached 0, so at the conclusion of this play, we will head to a brief intermission. Saline
Riley
now
looking for the option. Pass inside to Groth. Groth sent forward with Jarvie, trying to find the back of the goal. And does not connect as the whistle is blown. And that concludes the first half.
Saline with a dominant performance from start to end here, folks, and we will be back momentarily to bring you the second half of this girls field hockey action here. As always, I am Nathan Stearns, and I am joined by Patrick Hanneman.
And we're back for the second half of the Saline High School field hockey game as they take on Mercy High School. Currently with a 3-0 lead, Saline is looking to be in a very, very good position.
Saline, yeah, looking for their second win of the year since school started, their fourth win overall, as they were able to defeat Cranbrook, Dexter, and Marion earlier in the year. They tied Nova, so Saline obviously in a very advantageous spot here to continue that undefeated record alive. Saline, as the year continues to tinker on here, they're going to be looking to have success against Huron and Pioneer. Huron with 4 girls going Division I. So they're definitely going to need to continue to improve here as their non-conference slate winds down. They normally don't defeat Dexter. Dexter's normally pretty good, and they were able to defeat the Dreadnoughts earlier in the year. So Saline once again looks to have a very strong squad. And Mercy, a private Catholic school from the Bloomfield Hills area, learning what many schools in all sports learn is once you come to Hornet Stadium, it's really hard to win here. You see it especially in football, especially in basketball, and even teams that do win don't win by much. Good kick out there by the Marlins goalie.
A good chip shot there taken by Saline.
Saline looking to extend that 3-0 lead here.
So we get another penalty set up here. It's going to be Kraus once again from the corner.
In the first half, it was Kraus that really took the first. When she was in, she was the one taking a lot of the insert penalty opportunities, but when she was out, it was Skelly who was second in line to do that. So
Kraus to Groth, who nearly lost there, but she sent it over.
I found the back of the net. I don't know whose stick that was off of. It was a strong shot, but I think it went off the stick of one of the ladies. We will, once we get that information, we will be sure to pass it along to you guys. But the Hornets, a minute and a half out of the locker room, increased their lead to 4-0 here, and they look to be in good shape here to improve to 4-0-1 on the year.
Jarvie there, pushing through at least 3 Mercy defenders before the whistle's blown and plays transitioned. Riley with the quick pickup there.
Riley continuing, does a great job hanging with it there is one of the Mercy girls. Number 22 for the Marlins, Black goes flying.
That Saline goal was scored at 28:06 by Caroline Kraus, tipping in a shot from Hannah Jarvie. Caroline Kraus with the goal, Hannah Jarvie with the assist at 28:06.
Kraus there with the tip-in.
It was Jarvie that had the initial shot, and Kraus does a good job. They teach you that in the NHL all the time, too. You try to get as many people as you can to crowd the goalie. And with a shot like that, you hope it deflects off one of the sticks and finds the back of the net. And it did right there. Saline having another good opportunity here to try and extend the lead to 5-0. Ball right around the goal here.
On the front, with a whole bunch of Hornets and a whole bunch of Marlins there.
And they're just going to try and clear it out now. Is number 6, Shea Murphy. Yeah, Shea Murphy for the Hornets tries to keep it in for Saline. Saline able to do that before you get a stoppage in play here. Shea Murphy, the younger sister of Brennan Murphy, Saline's tight end, who I've had the great pleasure of playing with, one of the senior leaders. He got a lot of playing time my junior year, his sophomore year, when Bryce Walma was playing here. We ran a lot of 2 tight end sets and a lot of 2 tight end formations, and just the last 2 years he's gotten bigger and he's gotten stronger. Lost his dad last year. That was definitely something that was hard for him, and I know that definitely something that, knowing him personally, that was something that was hard on him, but, it looks like that him and his younger sister are definitely growing into model citizens and also pretty good athletes.
There with contention. Kraus now looking for a quick option to send it down the field, trying to move it into the Mercy zone. However, it's sent right out of bounds. It looks like number 26, Strock for Mercy, is going to collect to set up the play. The quick shot sent down the field, collected by midfield number 7, Bartles. Bartles looking to try and get in front of the Saline goal. However, it's cut short there by Shaylin Murphy. Now we're down low once again. Shot taken there to send it downfield by Maloney. Maloney now once again trying to make recovery. However, the whistle is blown and play is sent the other way.
Clock continues to roll here, under 25 minutes here. And although I would be not surprised at all if in the next 10-15 minutes you saw Saline kind of empty their bench here for the last stretch run of the game here. Number 14, Carlson for the Marlins. Briefly had it before Jarvie flings it over to Prasad.
Maloney now. The pass inside looks like it was intended for Prasad, but whistle was blown. This play is cut short.
Whiff there, and we're going to do it again. The ball goes off the stick.
Jarvie there with
Oh,
a quick,
Jarvie, yeah.
quick stop. Collected by Maloney once again. Trying to just get this duo combo working. It's another pass to Jarvie.
It just seems like every single shot that's taken where the ball's kind of in a 50-50 scenario when it rolls away from both teams, Saline's corralling it every single time. And a lot of that's just positioning, and a lot of it's just effort. And Saline at this point, obviously in a very advantageous spot. It's a lot easier to work harder, folks, when you're winning by as much as the Hornets are.
Swing insert to be taken by number 5, Caroline Kraus.
Kraus once again with the insert from the corner. Sent over. The big shot connects with the stick of number 28 of Mercy Lavasera.
Ball bouncing around, yeah.
It's a big shot by Riley there. However, just cannot seem to find its way through before the whistle is blown.
Strong slap shot, though, however. I mean, Mercy at this point just content to try and get in the way, and hopefully the ball will bounce off one of their sticks or one of their bodies and squirt away from the net. However, a lot of the goals that Saline has scored have either been them tipping in a pass in a crowd, or the last goal that was scored, it was on a pass by Jarvie toward the goal. It's just been lucky deflections, but that's what happens when you keep the ball in your zone so long.
Prasad right in front with an open shot. Cannot react quick enough.
And I believe that, I don't know what that,
Whistle's blown, play is called off.
I believe they are going to give the goal to the Hornets. I'm not going to give the goal to the Hornets, however, it's going to be a penalty shot for Saline. And Saline in a very advantageous spot here to increase their lead to 5-0.
Jarvie now with the attempt.
Yeah, Jarvie's 99 times out of 100 she makes a shot like this. Would be very surprised if she's not able to put it through the back of the net here. You don't go to Michigan State for field hockey if you don't make shots like this. Mind you, she committed her junior year.
Finds the back of the net. Just over the stick hand of the goalie.
Clean goal by number 12, Hannah Jarvie, on the penalty stroke at 22:25. Number 12, Hannah Jarvie.
And now Saline quickly starting to rip this game wide open here. Jarvie with her second goal of the night here. Tell you what, we've had that one official that's been barking at both sidelines this entire game. Looks like Riley's going to check out for the Hornets. Both of the Rileys are out here, and I can imagine in the next 5 to 10 minutes, you're going to see, and it's already starting, as Ashlyn Murphy is going to check in for the Hornets. And number 13, Emily Maloney, is going to check out. And we get a whistle, and the clock will start.
Play is commenced. Saline looking, trying to get it down to the Mercy zone once again. However, it is knocked out of bounds.
And possession is going to be awarded to Mercy.
To be tackling now for Mercy.
Good deflection there by Jarvie. Over to number 7, Skelly. And we're going to get another stoppage in play here. As number 3, Ashlyn, number 9, number 2, Andrea Basolto, a junior for Saline, will be checking in here. It'll be interesting to see which one of the starters Riley yanks out next. Murphy over strong slap player Skelly. Strong slap pass over to Murphy.
Skelly once again with possession, looking for that quick movement inside. Through 3 different Mercy defenders, picked up by Groth now on the outside.
Ball leaps over the stick of Skelly. However, number 13, Emmy Maloney, able to knock it down for Saline. And the Marlins, I almost said Miami because of the Miami Marlins, but for the first time tonight, they had a little bit of an offensive rhythm going here. Trying to get anything going, trying to get something positive to hang their hat on, because they're at the point now where it's going to be really hard for them to come back and win with only 20 minutes to go until the end of the game. Here is number 22, Sophie Gothals.
Gothals being an excellent defender in this situation, where she just keeps shutting down any Mercy progress that comes her way. The nice big shot cross field to Groth.
And the ball is going to be thrown over to Skelly. Skelly in between 2 Mercy defenders. Whistle blown, and we're going to get another penalty corner insert opportunity for Saline. As the clock continues to roll here, and we are 20 minutes away from the conclusion of this event here tonight. Once again, folks, we'll be back on the air this Friday at 7 p.m. as the Saline football team looks to improve to 3-1 and 1-0 on conference play as they take on the Temperance Bedford Mules, who have been the Hornets' biggest rival the last several years. And Mitch Gashke, as always, and Patrick Hanovan will be on that call. I got called into work, tried getting that day off, but don't worry, I will be back for the Skyline game, and I'm trying to think what other home games are there this year. I think Monroe's at home, so we still have the Skyline and Monroe game. Saline will be playing Huron away. Now, not that it'll make any bit of difference. They might only win 55-0 instead of 58-0, and they're also playing Pioneer away in back-to-back games. And that ball's going to go through the back of the net there as Elenia Groth. Strong slap shot there. That goes in, and Saline now up 6-0. And I'm not completely sure, but I'd be willing to think that we're getting to the point now where we almost got to be entering running clock territory. And we are now at running clock territory here, folks, with a 6-0 advantage. So looks like even if Saline's able to score a couple more goals, we are just this clock's going to continue ticking down here.
Saline goal was scored by number 10, Allie Grove, at 19:12 on the clock. Number 10, Allie Grove.
And I would be very surprised if the Rileys or Jarvie came back in for the rest of this game here, because you're at the point now where this is a blowout. Not gonna mince words here. Saline looks to be very well on their way to their 4th win of the year here, so this is definitely a good opportunity for them to get some of the reserves some good playing time. Murphy almost had a chance.
A wide shot to the right, nearly just tipped out of there by the left foot of the goaltender.
Yeah, just went a little wide here. I think we had Dorlag replace Bentley in goal here, so it looks like Bentley's going to be done for the night here.
Mercy there with the initial touch. To pass down the sideline, giving them good position on the field. Putting them in one of their first scoring opportunities.
Their only one, yeah, they're only really good. One of the whistles blown here. I don't really know why their fans are celebrating, but to each their own.
Yep, they get a penalty opportunity here.
But this is good practice for the Hornets, especially these defensive opportunities. They really haven't been challenged at all on that side of the field the entire night. So it is good to have something that, if not, when the game isn't in question, it's about just honing your mechanics and fixing things that you might have struggled on a little bit earlier. Saline doing a good job so far, getting it under control.
Collecting it and getting it out of their zone. There's Skelly there with the attempt. However, it looks like it was cut short by Hargrave Thomas of Mercy.
Just at the doorstep there. Mercy, for the first time all night, sustaining some strong offensive momentum here.
Number 20 for Mercy.
The attempt to clear, it seems it was cut short there by number 17, Neary of Mercy. But Prasad puts up heavy defense as he just keeps trying to push it into the Mercy zone. Once again, it's Prasad fighting for it with Basolto.
We are just about halfway through the second half here, 16 minutes to go until the end of this event here tonight. Bentley now is going to be out of the game here as Dorlag is going to get the last 15 minutes in garbage time here. Gothals gets eaten up by the turf monster there. However, Saline able to maintain possession deep in the Mercy zone. Mercy trying to clear it out, and it looks like they will have the opportunity to do so. Is number 21 for them Lions. Kicks it out deep. However, Kraus for the Hornets has it now. Skelly
taking the momentum down the field. Connecting with Prasad.
knifing her way through.
Prasad with the shot. Puts it right in front of the goal. It just can't find its way through. And kicked away by the Mercy goalkeeper.
And Murphy was that close, was in good possession here. And that's been Saline's offensive strategy, is throw it toward the net and send as many of your ladies as you can toward the net and hope that they can crowd in. And it's worked so far here tonight.
The whistle is blown and play is sent the other direction in favor of Mercy.
It's like Bentley getting some advice from Riley here. Not really much. I don't necessarily know what you can say. I mean, I don't think she faced one shot on goal the entire game. Obviously, not a bad thing. You know, it's always good when you can almost get a night off and still win a game, like a pitcher throwing a complete game, giving the bullpen a night off. Murphy does a good job there, staying with it, trying to knife her way through the defenses of Lopez. Saline going to have possession here as Murphy once again. Throw it over to Skelly. Back to Murphy.
Just waiting for the whistle.
Yeah, at this point, 13 minutes to go. Don't make much of a difference. Murphy.
Inside to
Gothals, who lost it on the way in there. Ball runs out behind the net, and Mercy will have possession here. If you're the Marlins, you just want something positive to hang your hat on. You want to be able to finish the game well because, I mean, they're not going to come back and win this game. However, Saline at this point needs to keep the foot on. Saline needs to keep...
I don't know.
The student section is cheering, and I have no idea why. Tip pass. Woohoo! Yeah, I don't know, but the 9, 10 students that are consisting of the student section here tonight.
Skelly looks there with a pass to Murphy. Just could not connect completely, giving the Mercy defenders time to line up before the whistle is blown. Before Skelly has the chance to take the shot right in front of the goal.
We're going to get a timeout here. And, yeah, this is probably going to be the time when both teams are going to empty their benches. If you're Mercy at this point, ain't no point in trying to – you don't want any one of your key players getting injured. And if you're Saline, you just want to continue to make sure that your reserves continue to put the pressure and finish strong the last 12 minutes and change here. Overall, a very dominant performance from Saline here tonight as they are currently ahead 6-0. Looks like Dorlag once again is going to be coming back out in the net. And it'll be interesting to see who checks in here. Obviously, I'm sure the Jarvie and the Rileys are done for the night here, but you'll probably see Markham come back in, Peterson, Kayla Wilson, among others. The thing being, though, Saline doesn't really have enough varsity players to make up a complete second unit. Obviously, if there was football or basketball, especially with football, you have people that are 3-4 deep, so you know, once you're up 30, 35 to nothing, just rotating in line after line after line, or even in basketball, a lot of times you have your backups and your scout team players that at this point would get some playing time. So it's going to be interesting to see here how she manages it, because she's going to have to continue to put in some of the starters. They don't have enough to make an entire second unit. They only have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 17 ladies on the roster. 2 of them are goalies, so that's really 15 Hornets that are able to wholeheartedly start. And it looks like we are going to empty the bench here. Krause started for the Hornets, going to check back in here, as is Charlotte Peterson, number 6, Shea Murphy, number 22, Gothals, as well as Bentley. Bentley's going to come in, yeah. I don't blame Riley for doing that one bit. Bentley didn't get a lot of action at all in net here tonight. Murphy's obviously going to stay out there, as is Basalto. And Mercy's going to empty their bench here too. So it looks like their goalie has 3 numbers on their back. That was the equipment issue that we later found out. One of their goalies had 3 numbers and another one only had 1 number. You have to have a number on your chest and on your back, and they only had on 1. So it's just kind of been a miserable night in all facets for the Marlins. They're short a player, and it looks like number 21, Lions, are short 2 players. Okay, let's talk about not knowing what you're doing. But
it's like getting out on the ice with only your forwards and your goalie.
Yeah, that's one of those things when you're on a power play and you have too many men on the ice. So those little mental mistakes that or if you have too many men on the field in football, I can tell you how many god-awful sprints we had to do every time we made one of those dumb penalties. So I'm sure the Mercy girls are going to be feeling the wrath once tomorrow and Friday. It's funny because when you're no longer in high school, you think that every day's a work day, and like I've completely lost track of what the days of the week are. And I keep thinking that, like, every day is, like, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, comparing that's when I work. And then I realize, oh, wait, it's Thursday, so they do have practice tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Clock continues to roll here, under 12 minutes. Gothals now surveying her options. Flings it over to Groth, who scored earlier.
Looking for the pass inside. Trying to get any action in front of the goal there.
And as the clock continues to wind down here, Saline, as I mentioned just a couple minutes ago, going to just be looking to continue to finish strong here, and they are. They're keeping, at this point, what Riley wants to see is she has a lot of key rotation players in. You want to see the Hornets continue to put pressure on the defense of, especially against the second-tier players of Mercy.
Narrowly kept in bounds there, but just kicked out at the last second there by the Mercy goal.
And Bentley almost was able to find the back of the net there. And even if they're not able to score, she's going to want them to keep the pressure on the last 10-plus minutes here. You don't want to act like you've won, because it's when you make mistakes like that, when you let teams hang around. And you see, so that's even in professional sports, you see teams that get up 17-0, 24-0, and then they really take their foot off the gas, whether it be conservative play calling. You know, I'm really thinking of the Falcons-Patriots Super Bowl. You think the Falcons have the game won, and then all of a sudden, before you know it, you allow Tom Brady a chance to come back and win the game, which he eventually did, and that's when, that's why it's so important to continue to hone it within these ladies. It's a 60-minute game. It's not a 50-minute game, because it might not make any difference here tonight, but once you start playing the Pioneers, the Hurons, the other good teams within the county, then it's really going to make a difference, especially as you get into the playoffs here. You know, because this is eventually this is one of those sports where you could be up by 2 or 3 goals, and like that, your lead's gone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you see that eventually. The Red Wings seem to be really good at that, of getting a 1 to 2 goal lead and then constantly blowing it within 5 minutes of taking the lead. As we get a goalie substitution here, they've been rotating goalies over and over and over. At this point, I really don't know what they're doing. Because, I mean, you've had both goalies that have been going back and forth, and I think the official at this point is just content to to overlook the uniform malfunction.
Mercy there on the sideline before the whistle was blown.
That was number 8, Tekla, for them. Tekla, stick-side pass, rolls over.
Right out the back end zone.
Number 15 for them. It's kind of hard to see with, because we got black. Obviously, it's night out, and the Marlins are wearing black or burgundy on black. I think that was number 15 for them.
Mm-hmm.
That would be, I don't think they have number 15. Number 5 for the Van Solkema. Van Solkema driving in, heavily pursued by Gothal. Shot on goal. Door lag.
Nearly kicked out of the way there, but
rolling on the ground.
Finds the back of the net. It's not going to count, though.
Boy, they just can't get anything to go their way all night. And Saline lucky there. But that's important, though. That's something that, and that's one thing. It's especially in games like this, you want to practice your different scenarios. You might want to try a couple different things, but they need practice. You know, facing live competition, they need practice defending those sort of plays around the net. So even though I'm sure Riley's not going to be thrilled about having them having that good scoring opportunity, it does provide a good learning experience for them here. It looks like got like 6 of the Lady Hornets that are, I don't know if they're going to check back in or not. They moved from the sideline closer to the field to play here. I can't imagine they would. I mean, it's not that hot out, and it's just a little over 7 minutes to go here. A lot of them really aren't able to move that much. Gothals and Murphy, and looks like I'm wrong. They are going to, Kelly is going to check back in, or Skelly. Number 13 is Emmy Maloney is going to check back in. Now, and they're even putting Aaron Riley back in. Wow, yeah. Quite surprising. Devin and Aaron's older sister, Shannon, was also quite a good field hockey player. She played at Kent State for a little bit before transferring to Eastern Michigan to pursue her academic studies. She eventually decided to quit with field hockey. Shannon is the older sister, so they definitely have a good bloodline for field hockey. When your mom's an Olympic athlete and your 3 kids are all went to Division I at some aspect or the other, and 2 of them are Big Ten athletes, mind you, which is
tackling now with the corner once again, giving Mercy probably the only third opportunity in front of the Hornets goal this evening.
And Riley is going to check back in here. Now I wonder how many more substitutions you're going to have, if any.
Maloney kicked over to Skelly. Skelly now all alone, setting the ball right down the sideline, back to Maloney.
Maloney now trying to knife her way through two Marlin defensemen, and now the ball is going to squirt out of bounds. I believe that will be off of Mercy, and Skelly with the pass over to Riley, and Aaron now. Aaron and Skelly, good collapse, help defense there. Good stick handling there, knocking the ball down out of midair.
Skelly now on the sideline looking for the pass down to Maloney. Maloney into Jarvie. Jarvie looking for that quick action close to the goal before the whistle is blown as number 28 for Mercy. Levasseur loses her stick with just under 5:30 remaining in the game. Hornets still maintain a lead of 6 to the Mercy 0.
Saline insert to be taken by number 7, Bridget Skelly. Number 7.
Skelly now.
Pass out front to Riley. Ricochets off and out of bounds.
And and Jarry's just going to take the ball and casually throw it right toward Riley. We get another stoppage in play here. Riley having to back up a little bit with 4 minutes to go here until the intermission. Riley working her way through traffic there. And we are going to get a stoppage in play as some of the Mercy ladies are going to run downfield. And Saline's going to have another opportunity. Skelly with the insert penalty opportunity. Skelly almost had the chance to score there. And once again, folks, please join us for our next Saline Live broadcast at 7 p.m. this Friday, as the Saline football team will be looking to improve to 3-1 as they take on longtime conference rival Bedford. Bedford's been the only team the last several years that's really been able to give Saline any sort of competition. Saline won 31-7 last year at Bedford, but make no mistake, it was a tie game until the middle of the third quarter when Saline and Brandon Murphy, who we mentioned earlier, had a long 85-yard touchdown reception, and that kind of blew the game wide open and took the sails out of Bedford. My junior year, we played here, and Bedford was up by 1, and we had I want to say 4th and 15 or 4th and 20, and we had Zach Schwarzenberger at quarterback who just threw almost a Hail Mary on 4th and 15, 4th and 20, and Andrew Diblet came down with it. We got in field goal range, and J.T. Turner made the game-winning kick, and we ended up winning that game 26-24. Patrick can attest to this, going to Saline before I did. We lost, I believe it was in districts, a close game.
Yeah.
What was that, 2013, 2014?
Yeah, 2013 when we went to Bedford for districts.
And we were leading that game for a long time. I remember that we were, and then we slowly but surely, like Saline against Chippewa Valley earlier this year, Bedford just made a couple more plays than we did. But other than that, that was the year for them when they had probably the best football team that they're ever. I mean, they were absolutely phenomenal. They had lost a couple of players that year in car crashes, so they were playing with heavy hearts. And they ended up beating Saline and then going to regionals, and they only lost to Cass Tech by, let's say, 2 or 3. So anytime you can only lose to Cass Tech by that little bit, you're definitely doing something right. Because it seems like every year they just restock and replenish like Nick Saban and Urban Meyer managed to do, but Jim Harbaugh has still managed to screw up. And we're going to get a couple, or maybe one more insert penalty here with a minute and change to go. Over to Riley. Shot on goal.
Jarvie
Goal.
out front.
Jarvie, and that's Jarvie with a hat trick, and that is the icing on the cake there for the Hornets. 7-0. Winning by a touchdown now.
Under a minute 30 remaining. We're looking at a 7-0 big-time lead.
Yeah, and Saline whooping the Marlins up one way and down the other. Definitely gonna. These are the kind of games that we used to always be told: don't get too high, don't get too low. When you beat a really good team, don't feel like you're amazing, and when you lose to a good team, you can't. It's easy to get in this mindset of you feel like you're crap. But it's easy to feel like you're unbeatable when you beat up on teams that frankly stink. And, that's something that every Saline team, through my high school career and now as my post-high school career that I really appreciate about the coaches is they try to keep the athletes really even-keeled. From game to game, whether they win or lose, it's, you learn your lesson, whether you won by 50 or you lost by 50. It's trying to ride that wave of emotion because once you have a team, look at the Lions, who their reports already surfacing that Patricia is losing the locker room a little bit, so to speak. Once that emotion gets too high or too low, it's really hard to kind of sidetrack, and it's really hard to, bring it back to a good level. And with that, folks, Saline improves to 4-0-1 on the year with a 7-0 win over Mercy. As always, I am Nathan Stearns. Thank you guys for listening with us on this Wednesday night, and we will see you guys later at Friday at 7 p.m. And as always, I'm Nathan Stearns.
And as always, I'm Patrick Canavan. Good night.
Thank you all for attending tonight's game. We hope to see you back here Monday, September 17th, when Saline will host Chelsea. Note, that will also be Staff Appreciation Night just prior to the Varsity game at 7 p.m. There will be no JV game that night, but if you do arrive